Hi everyone, this is Hayat and together Brother Rafiq. We are starting now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Rafiq. Oh.
Alright.
Welcome to More Advocacy Matters podcast, where we will discuss about Islam and activism for the topic tonight. So joining me, as you know, the couple of Salahuddin. He's the Hayat Hafiza.
Where did you hear the matter, Brother Rafiq?
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
So,
but this is a correct fact.
Correct fact.
I agree with you.
So I'm joining her today, so we will be talking a little bit about Islam and activism,
Yes, correct.
Because she is an officer of ISD, Islamization, Student Development. I'm just chokia,
No chokia.
No.
But Brother Rafiq, I did hear say as well that you are the new Kapla.
Oh, Kapla.
Kapla, yes. In IIMSU, is this
Without
correct
Alif
information?
Naif, I am the Kapla.
Oh, wow.
I am Student Union. So,
Secret information, top secret information. New Kapla, replacing Brother Ahli.
So the Kapla duo tonight, we will be speaking about Islam and activism. I think to talk about Islam and activism, both of us, we need to know what is our experience in activism. Because it's been 1 year, and I'm sure you've been through a lot in IIM Student Union.
You as well.
Experience, yes. So I think both of us have stories that we might can share to the students. What is the form of activism that we can have in IIM Student Union? I go first.
Sure, you may.
Okay. I think starting from the first beginning, right, of my journey in IIM Student Union, I think there's a lot of protests that are going on.
Is it?
Protests for food prices, protests for the election of other, for example, in other university. So there is a lot of, times where I go down to the streets. I protect and also fight for the human rights, fight for the oppressed and justice of the people. So I think that is the kind of activism that I've been going through on. And there are some other more. What about you, Sister Lisa?
Alright, I think my stance is quite different from Brother Rafiq because you started with Student Union, right?
Political.
Yeah, you're more political, but I am more social. Social activism. So basically, I started when I was in my first year, if I'm not mistaken.
Very early.
Yeah, very early. I joined the YOSH. You know what?
YOSH?
Yeah, YOSH.
I've joined actually a few times.
Yeah, I'm joining one time with YOSH. We are actually distributing foods to promote zero hunger for the during Ramadan.
SDG.
Yes, SDG, zero hunger SDG number. Which
know.
number was it?
I don't know.
Me also, I don't quite remember. But it is one of our SDG, which is promoting zero hunger. So we are basically distributing foods. Bubur lambuk at that time. Yeah, we prepare ourselves bubur lambuk towards villages at Kampung Pusu. And then during my time with MRC as well, as I am the Deputy President of Mahalla Representative Council of Salahuddin, Kapla, right? It's Kapla just now. Okay, the Women Kapla of Salahuddin. So we also did distribute foods and food coupons as well to promote the zero hunger as well, to help the B40 students to establish rights for them. And also, Brother Rafiq, I think this is one thing that most people don't take serious. What do you think?
Zero hunger?
No.
I'm not hungry.
Yes, you've just been eating from the very
This is actually good.
first starting.
Mala Asma?
Hafsa, I think.
Asma is very good.
Hafsa has a very good. Okay.
Zero
No,
hunger.
but we are back to our discussion. Brother Rafiq, please focus.
Okay.
Okay, it is basically on period poverty. Women.
So this is different from zero hunger?
Yeah, it's different side from zero hunger, but it is one also of activism, social activism, which is on the period poverty that we currently have. So basically, when I was involved with MRC as well, MRC Salahuddin, we did distributing pack for the student pack, during the MCO, because some female students do not have enough safe and hygiene menstrual product that they need to use. So I am sure even guys as well, you need to know and take serious of the period poverty as well. Yeah. And as well as my experience when I am joining Student Union, of course, one and a very famous experience, important experience that I have is on our general election.
General election,
Yeah,
50.
I think, general election 50. I think both of us are involved, right?
Both of us were involved.
Yeah, both of us are involved in that. We are sending students back. How many students?
2,000 students.
2,000 students. We managed to send back. A very good effort from us, brother.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
Fun fact, Sister Hayat was the coordinator with the
Sister Ainul.
yeah, and also coordinating with Kesatuan Sahabat Anak Malaysia, which
Yes.
is Persatuan Anak Negeri in IIM. So she did a very good job. While I just asked people to come to the buses, to go on their bus.
But Rafiq did a very great job in assisting me
Yes.
during the general election, standing student back. We are calling that what? Ops balik kampung.
Ops balik
Ops
mengundi.
pulang.
Ops
Ops
balik
pulang
mengundi.
balik mengundi. Yes,
Ops
correct.
pulang
Ops
balik
pulang.
mengundi.
Ops pulang balik mengundi. Pulang dulu and then balik from
Okay.
mengundi.
Okay.
And then you remember we also did an activism activity of Banjir. The flood,
Flood
yeah.
activism.
Can you share with
think-
us as well?
My flood activism involvement in IIUM Student Union is not on the ground. Sister Hayat might go on the ground, helping the victims directly. But for my experience, it was a bit more victim assistance. I
Victim assistance,
helped packing
yeah.
the goodies bag that we're going to give. I also helped the packing the items that are needed for your team, and also Sister Adira and all the flood victim team to go down. So I'm just packing to help you guys.
But it is a very good effort. Without packing of items needed,
True.
why are we even bothered to go there?
No
There's
item.
nothing
No
to
item.
distribute and help them.
True.
Correct. Okay.
So I think I can also tell a bit more about my experiences in activism. Of course, when you deal with political activism,
Yes.
sorry, when you deal with
I know we're
political-
just eating just now.
political activism,
No.
I think there is many experience where you will not get in any other activism.
Yeah.
For example, you have to get and enter the police station. I think I have personally been in the police station 4 times
I see.
for protest and bayar saman.
Okay, you go there for the protest by someone. I also did go to Balai Police for these people.
Oh,
No, during my internship.
So you help us.
Yes, I
So it
helped.
was very interesting experience where I have to deal with police and also other people in the political activism scene. But it was very interesting.
What did you learn when you go to police station?
What did I learn? There's a lot more I learned. But I think what we need to relate right now is how is our experiences in activism also help us to shape our understanding of Islam. Because this is a month of Ramadan, this is a month of
Yes.
mercy, a month of helping people.
Yeah.
So how do we relate Islam and activism? What do you think, Sister Hafiza?
All right. Thank you so much for that question,
Welcome.
Brother Rafiq. Okay, basically, I have one question to ask Brother Rafiq.
Okay.
What do you think, Brother Rafiq? Do you think activism has any relation at all with Islam?
I think activism has a very big relation with Islam.
Very big relationship
relation.
with Islam. All right. That's a very nice answer, yes. It is basically correct. Yes, activism has a very big relation with Islam. If I can quote one verse from Surah At-Tawbah, verse 105, A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Wa qul i'malu fasayarallahu amalakum wa rasuluhu wal mu'minun. It is basically Allah SWT stated. Okay, Brother Rafiq, Allah SWT stated
Yes.
in this verse, particularly in this verse, take action.
Take action.
Yes, take action. Do as you will, do good deeds.
Do good
And
deeds.
with your action, Allah will see and value the actions
MashaAllah.
of your deed. So basically, the actions that Allah SWT stated in this particular verse is doing good deeds. Islam basically encourages people to be active, to work hard, to fight for justice, social justice, to fight for the rights of the people, right?
Correct.
Are you agree with me? Do you agree with me,
I
Brother
agree.
Rafiq?
Because I think a lot of things in Islam is rooted in the philosophical aspect and also in the Quranic aspect, where I also will quote a verse from the Quran which is in uridu illa al-islah mastata'. Surah Hud, verse 88, which means I will bring reform as much as I am able to. This is relating to how you, as a student or somebody in the sphere of activism, you must do reform however much you are able to.
Correct.
However much you can to bring reform, to bring justice to the people. This is stated in the Quran. Also, in the philosophical aspect, Islamic philosophical, we have our own Dr. Said Naqib Al-Atas, where he mentioned in Islam and Socialism that activism is, and in Islam also, we must uphold justice, compassion, and mercy. This is also in line with what has been told by Prof. Kamal Hassan in his books. So I think if we relate to all of this, Islam and activism has a very big relation.
Yes.
So, also I think an interesting point, if you can see all of our prophets, not all, but like most of our prophets come from the position of not in power.
Yes.
They are not powerful, they are not having material power in the world, but they strive to help the people, to preach Islam, and to bring people to have justice in their life by having Islam. I think that's very beautiful.
Coming to the story of the Prophet, Rafiq, I recall one time that our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as well, Brother Rafiq. Okay, just keep eating. Okay, our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam as well is a very good role model in activism. A very good role model as an activist. Basically, even his activism started even before his declaration of prophethood. And then even after the declaration of his prophethood, he then started to fight for the mistreatment of women, the poverty, the slavery, and he also did encourage Islam towards...
He brought justice.
Yes, to brought justice, to brought the social justice, even towards this... Which year is this? 2023, we even did follows. We even did follows the steps that was firstly mentioned and delivered by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yes, and then if I can add one more thing, during the migration, hijrah, we call it hijrah. Yeah.
I know hijrah.
You know hijrah? Okay. Have you ever been hijrah to anywhere? From Sarawak to
From my house to UAE. Hijrah.
Okay, hijrah lah. Short distance hijrah. Alright. Okay, but our Prophet has a quite long.
Quite long.
Yeah, hijrah.
How many days? 5 days? 4 days? A long time. Not sure.
I don't remember.
I think 4 days.
But he did migrate from Mecca to Madinah. Alright, and then his leadership then shows when he then established the Piagam Madinah, the constitution
Madinah constitution.
Yeah, why do he even bother to establish one constitution? Why? What do you think?
I think
Let me answer that.
Okay. I was about to answer.
Because he wants to establish justice. Because he wants to establish rights. With the constitution, then he can show which people have this right, which people that has this right. If we live in one country that do not have the constitution that govern the people, what do you think will happen?
No justice.
No justice. There will be chaos, right?
Yes,
correct.
There will be chaos. I think very important point from what you have been saying, and from what I've been saying is that justice is a central point in Islam.
Yes, correct.
And I think there is a lot and more interesting point that we can talk about if we talk about Islam and activism, our prophethood, our prophet journey, what you say in Mecca and also Medina. I think a lot of it stems from bringing justice,
correct,
compassion and mercy. I think we can relate that to our university slogan, Rahmatan lil Alamin. So I think Rahmatan lil Alamin is very wholesome concept about how do you approach activism by being Rahmatan lil Alamin, being a rahmat to everyone,
bring the benefits to everyone.
All right.
Right, Brother Rafiq and Sister Hayat.
Oh, I have another one.
For you. Just now you have shared your experience
I'm
in
shocked.
activism.
Okay.
So, as student activist yourself, what are some of the challenges that you face and how do you navigate them? For example, how do you balance your student activism with other responsibilities as students, for example? Maybe you can share.
Interesting.
Right, maybe Brother Rafiq.
I think the biggest challenge I have faced when you want to promote or you want to fight for activism, not a lot of people understand.
Yes, correct.
And
I agree
when
with
people don't understand, they misunderstood. They thought that you are rebelling. They
Yes.
thought that you are not bringing good to the people. That what you are fighting for is useless. It's nothing. You don't actually fight for anything. But when that is the biggest challenge that I think I can say. But what you can do to also combat this is to talk and talk about it.
Yes.
Explain more. Reach out to the people.
Be sure that they understand.
Yes, be compassionate when you approach them, and ask them and maybe explain to them, why do you fight for this? Why do you think this is the right way for you to fight? So I think that is one. And how do I balance between
How do you
student
navigate
activism?
that? Yeah.
Kapla can answer first. Kapla, Hayat, Hafiza.
Maybe I can say what's the most challenging part of
Okay.
activism of myself first lah.
Okay.
I think the most challenging part of activism on part of myself is we cannot satisfy everyone.
True, very true.
Correct. Do you agree with me?
Correct.
We cannot satisfy everyone. Even if we want to promote social justice, we want to promote rights, we can just satisfy some part of the people, but some part of people cannot understand. Can I reiterate back what you said?
Yes. Don't need my permission.
Thank you. People do not understand what action that we taken, for what purpose that we took that action. They cannot even understand even after we explain them the purpose of that. Therefore, I say the most challenging part is that we cannot satisfy everyone. But even though we cannot satisfy everyone, we do what we need to do. We still need to establish rights. We still need to promote justice. We still need to do what we can do as long as
we promote justice, I think.
As long as we're alive,
Oh.
we need to promote justice. We still need to do what are the right things to do.
Okay.
And then, just now you asked me how do I balance my personal life with activism
Yes.
activities. Basically, I do not care much on that, but
So you do balance.
I did balance. Okay, if
So
I
you
can
have
share.
balance.
Alright, I taught students, okay, and then one time
That is already no balance.
no balance, no. Okay, and my students, right? Okay,
I have
how many credit hours?
I have so many balance.
You have so many balance. Okay, first I called students,
Okay.
and then at that time I was also the deputy president of MRC, and then I was also the chairperson of SI Law Society, also involved with Rotu Army, Palapis. Yeah, pasukan latihan pegawai simpan at that time. So what do you think
I don't know how you
of
balance.
my schedule?
I don't think you can balance.
So busy, right? But
So busy.
how do I even balance that to involve with the student activity? Is because of the passion that I have. If I have passion, I can even manage and balance that. And then if I can share with you, I put the priorities, what need to be settled first to be first. For example, if I do have program to promote activism, but at the same time, I do have assignment to be submitted, I will prioritize my assignment first. Is correct. Why? Because we came to the UIA to study, to gain knowledge first. If we even do not have knowledge, how do we even want to give benefit rahmah to people when we
Don't give rahmah to ourselves.
Yes, correct. How about you, Brother Rafiq?
I think because I don't think I have 5 things going on at the same time. For me, it's just student union and also studying. So there's 2 things, but it's much easier to balance. And studying is, for me, my
No
passion.
wonder Brother Rafiq is very performed because he has 2 things to work at the same
So
time.
I think I was facing the same thing as you during my first year, second year. I joined too many things. So I have so many things to balance. And I think when you have too many things to balance about, you can't really balance it.
Yes,
So
correct.
you just have to narrow it
It is
down.
nearly to impossible to even balance.
Yes, so you narrow it down to what you can manage and how you balance between that.
Yes.
So from IUM student union and also from studying, so those 2 things are what I balance in. So I think
Wow, what a very insightful sharing from you.
Wow.
One voice on that.
I heard some voice. Where is it coming from?
So interesting to hear your stories about student activism. So as we are approaching the upcoming IUM election 2023,
Wow.
perhaps what advice would you give to other students who are might interested to get involved in student activism but may not know where to start?
I think there's a lot of things that
Yeah.
students can get if they want to enter activism. I myself is not really been an activist since my first year. I am more involved in my kuliah matters in my first year, second year, third year. But during my fourth year is where I actually and truly enter the activism field. How do I do it? How do you immerse yourself in this activism field? First, find friends. Friends is important. If you have friends that have the same passion, same thing that you want to fight for, the same activism, political, environmental, social, financial, if you have that kind of friend, the same passion that you will have a very good time in activism field. Second, gather knowledge. Gather knowledge doesn't mean that you just, learn in the kuliah, learn in classes, but no, read the news. What is happening all around the world? What is the kind of injustice that is happening? What is people doing? What is the people doing to actually combat this injustice that is happening? Join the effort. So that is how you know what is actually happening and how is the progress of the activism on that field, on that topic. So you can actually have a wholesome and directive way to go about this activism. Because if you enter it blindly, you will be lost. You will don't know how to actually know to enter the activism itself. And third, enter an organization. So with the upcoming election coming to IIM Student Union, you may register yourself as members of IIM Student Union. Second, or you may run as officers if you are already members. There are many things that you can get, being staff members, being officers, being members. There are levels of privileges that you can get. But if you join an organization, get to know what is it actually about, then you can be a wholesome student activist already. What do you think, Sister Hayat?
Alright, in my opinion, advice that I can make is that first thing, as a student, first you need to find which part of activism that you are interested the most. I think it is very important for you to actually study each part of the activism, and then you find which one of that part that you feel like closely related to you, that you have passion in that part. And then second step, you can find that any club that has closely affiliated to the passion, to that interest that you have in the activism, and then you can study what kinds of activity, contribution that the clubs contributed, that the clubs gives benefits to others, and then you can start to slowly involve with the club, and then you can start to encourage the passion within yourself to actually be interested towards activity, and then with that one part, you can actually widen your scope to involve with another part of activism. For example, if you are interested to have a volunteerism, to volunteer to the orphanage, you can start it with, if I'm not mistaken, we do have club. Apa nama warna merah?
Step fast.
Step fast, warna merah. Yes. Nak join sekali hari tu tak sempat. Okay. So for example, if I can give an example, you have one club, it's named Step Fast. Okay, I actually want to be involved with that club. I actually near to be interviewed by them, but unfortunately, I was called by Palapis to have training at that time. So I cancelled the interview, but I am very interested to be involved with them because they promote volunteerism, to teach kids, to volunteer, apa lagi? I know to teach kids, okay? The example to teach kids and many more. Alright. So basically, what thing that I can advise the most, if I can reiterate back what I said earlier, is that find the most interesting side and part of the activism that you have interest the most. And then of course, in our upcoming election, like Brother Rafiq said, we have many departments within our offices. We have many departments within the student union. Student union is basically a bigger platform that you can actively participate. It is a very good platform that you can contribute what you want to do within to share the benefits to the students. You can actually involve with the IIM student union. If you are not even a member, can register to be a member first, and then you can involve with any of the departments that we have. For example, if I can promote my office, we have student development department, which was handled by me myself, and we also do encourage community engagement, okay, and sports, arts and culture, graduate employability. Those are the things that basically can be closely affiliated with activism. That if you are interested, please do be involved and join our upcoming election and keep up to date with our upcoming election this May, right?
This May.
Yes.
May, yes.
This May.
This
All
May.
right. Be sure to vote, and then if you want to be as a candidate, be sure to elect yourself as a candidate.
Okay. I think we have really wrapped up about what is actually Islam activism, our experiences, the philosophical aspect of Islam and activism, Quranic aspect of Islam and activism. I think we have provided a very holistic introduction and discussion to what is actually Islam and activism, and how can students be involved in Islam and activism, and how activism itself is actually deeply rooted in Islam. I think it's very interesting discussion we have tonight, and very interesting takoyaki too, actually. I like it so much.
Only you eat the takoyaki.
I will eat it later for you.
Because I want to save special thing for the last.
Oh, special
Okay,
for the last.
and then you just touch yours
I
first.
guess it's not that special.
Okay, basically relate to our discussion. In Islam, we do promote social justice and we want to protect rights. And then in modernization now as well, we also want to continue what has been preserved by our Prophet to promote social justice, to establish rights within the community. What Brother Rafiq said, rahmatan lil alamin, to provide, to give benefits, to give benefits of the student, to give benefits for the community, to give benefits for the society in line with the principle of university itself. So Brother Rafiq.
I think that is all for us today.
Yeah.
I think that will be all from us, the Kapla Duo of
Kapla Duo.
IIM Student Union.
I think it's
Kapla Hayat
actually
Hafiza,
Kapla Rafiq
Ridwan
Syami.
in Advocacy Matters podcast.